Primetime.
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 Primetime. That's the name.
Primetime.
Primetime.
What time is it? Showtime. Primetime.
It's XL Primetime, featuring Joe C.
I'm having nightmares right now.
Matt Hayes.
Big asses, big thighs, yeah.
And Leon Searcy.
Big Bath and Beyond. Nothing says football like scented soap.
How you like me now? How you like me now?
We are ready to roll on a beautiful Thursday here on the First Coast. Welcome in, XL Primetime. Getting it cranked up. No scented soap anymore, Hope. Is now that this football team will turn things around. A tougher, sleeker, faster, more of a winner. I think that's what everyone's looking for. Leon, you may have to do some new drops if they actually do start winning some ball around here. Are you ready for that?
I'm looking forward to it.
All right, you're prepared for that. Okay. Yes. All right. So we'll keep the conversation going in that direction during the offseason and actually see what it does add up to after the news yesterday that Gabe Davis was released. And it's worth getting into some of the dollars that were spent and now some of the dollars that are going to slowly get off the books. And I know that's got to excite a lot of Jaguar fans as they get ready for that schedule coming out next week and everything that's coming up. Rookie mini camp over the weekend. Fans are invited out. You know what that's worth? That's worth a little Corona call, huh? Mm-hmm. On Cinco de Mayo week, they can get fired up for rookie mini camp. Make sure that you get to Jaguars.com and sign up for a chance to go out there and see the team because it will definitely be, I think, a huge opportunity for fans to be up close to see them. They're not going to see a whole heck of a lot, are they, with rookie minicamp?
No. They're going to be probably individually with their coaches, and they're probably going to run a couple of drills with them. But listen, you'll be able to opportunity to see your man, Travis Hunter.
Yeah.
He's going to be out there.
That's what they want.
You might also get an autograph situation.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Depends on. I mean, you don't want to be a enormous crowd, but you know, it may be somewhere structured where a couple of players can take a picture and sign an autograph with.
They want to see 12.
I can't make any promises.
They want to see 12 and do everything.
Yeah,
they'll see him
go catch a pass, go defend a pass.
They'll see him do individual drills, cover, go out as a receiver and cover drills. Yeah, they'll see all that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, heck yeah. It's a nice opportunity for them to be able to do it. Feed off the energy from the draft. Feed off the fact that you took a big swing, stepped up, and went for it. And you're going to be able to see what these other guys look like. You're going to be able to see what maybe a Wyatt Milam looks like as far as a big cat ready to step inside and maybe take over that guard position. Bashal Tuden, the running back from Virginia Tech, and all the other guys are going to be coming along.
I mean, it's going to be mostly individual drills.
Yeah, it's going to be individual drills.
I don't see them doing anything.
They'll be with either their position coach or the weightlifting coach.
Yeah.
Yeah, as far as stretch and all of that kind of stuff.
But it'll still be cool. It'll still be cool to see them out there and see, get an eyes on them. That's all.
So when we talk about the amount of money that has been burnt here in Duval by Balky, just basically the classic cigarette lighter to Benjamins, to $100 bills, just lighting them up, and they were gone. Now, look, they had to go out there and try and find guys that they thought would come to Jacksonville, would save this franchise by stepping in, and he went veteran rich this last year. He went with guys with, quote, playoff experience when he went after Eric Armstead, Ronald Darby, and Darnell Savage, so on and so forth, including Gabe Davis. So when you look at the numbers, JJ pulled up the numbers from Spot Track, and when you think of what this new regime is trying to wash away, there's just a lot of dollars that you have to eat. There's nothing you can do about it. So they, according to Spot Track, they have turned over with these roster releases from the Evan Ingrams, the Christian Kirks, the Devin Duvernays, now the Gabe Davises of the world. They were left behind $70 million of dead cap to the roster. How crappy is that?
Yeah, that's pretty bad. That's pretty crappy. Yeah. But here's the thing. I mean, like you said, a lot of those contracts, those extensions that we gave away were veteran and free agent friendly. All right, well, not so friendly, but I mean, with this staff is what we know about them. They like to build through the draft and young, and then as guys get older for that second contract, they're already established. So I look at them trying to unload a lot of this. All of these bad contracts and then build through the draft, build through free agency. Don't get serviceable guys, not splash guys to come in and compete and build this roster. I mean, first and foremost, they had to rebuild this roster. When they looked at this roster, they saw how bad it was. So they got serviceable guys to come in here to compete, build through the draft, and then you don't have to spend those lucrative money on the free agency if you got young guys that are talented and that can play well.
Be a good way to go.
I think a couple things. I think the bloodletting, or whatever you want to call it, it's not done yet. I think that's number one. And I think number two is, Shad Khan made that statement last year about we can't go build this thing through free agency. He made that after specific guys were giving contracts.
Yeah.
That you kind of scratch your head and say, why? Why would you pay him? I mean, believe me, there are people who thought, why would you pay Tyson Campbell? Right?
Yeah.
Why would you pay Ezra Cleveland?
Yeah.
Why would you pay Walker Little? It's another one.
Yeah. If you do them in order, the offseason was made with the Hines Allen deal. Wait a minute. Trevor deal. Then Hines Allen, then Tyson Campbell. I'm pretty sure that's how it went.
Yeah.
And then the end of the year, the Walker Little deal. The Ezra deal was at the very, very beginning of the offseason because he came in a trade. And that was certainly less money than what they were talking about with Trevor. But, yeah, it was a lot of stuff that you still haven't gotten a pick from Tyson Campbell after the big contract. He has one interception over the last couple of years, which is honestly not nearly good enough. And then you have a less of a performance from Josh Hines Allen this year than you expected when he did not hit double digits. I think that's safe to say.
I would think well less.
Yeah, well below what you had forecast for him after the big deal. And then Trevor Lawrence's record was 2-8. There's no getting away from that. You can't escape it. But Spot Track has it. $70 million of dead cap to the roster. They voided Brandon Sheriff's contract, $13.8 million. Let Gabe Davis go, $20.3 million. Evan Ingram, $13.5 million. Devin Duvernay, after 1 year, $3.8 million. Darby, after 1 year, $2.75 million. Josh Reynolds, they signed him on a flyer late, and he would have counted quite a bit if they hadn't released him, but nothing's really working against that. The trade, Christian Kirk, $13.6 million. And then Mitch Morse, when he retires, $3.2 million.
Those all 8 were free agents.
Yeah.
Every one of them.
Yes. And in the case of Ingram, he delivered. Kirk delivered before two
I think Kirk, when healthy, was really good. When healthy, really good. Yeah. I don't know that you can say he delivered. He was the best ability is availability.
Yeah.
He wasn't available.
Hugely important. When you take a look at the number of games, I think it was in the neighborhood of 14 games. I have to go back and look that Kirk missed over the 2 years.
He also had some big drops.
Yeah.
Big drops.
Well, yeah, he made a lot of good catches. But, yeah, we talk about the ones that you remember the most, the ones that, heck, you just look at the tape of Gabe Davis after he was released yesterday, and there were those drops in the end zone.
But it seemed like Christian Kirk's drops were all in, big moments.
Well, the one against the Kansas City Chiefs, the two against the Kansas City Chiefs were massive.
The Texans one was also massive.
And those are the ones that you make a name for yourself when you make those plays, correct?
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah, one way or the other, right?
Yeah, one way or the other.
Yeah, you're either infamous or you're famous for making plays.
That part, yeah.
And so that's where they are. But I'll take it right now. This is not ripping the Band-Aid off. This is some straight pain, some straight financial pain for the guy who was in charge that wasn't able to bring in enough quality people to get this team back to where they were competing again for a playoff spot. And now this group is charged with that. And we'll find out if the next group is going to be able to do it. Because now Gabe Davis is out, and we're going to do our XLP Big Three coming up here in a second. But what is our forecast for the top 3 receivers? What kind of numbers are we picturing for the top 3 receivers? And now that Gabe Davis is gone, what happens with De'Ami Brown? How influential can he be on this offense? We know what Brian Thomas Jr. and Travis Hunter are supposed to be. We know what Brian Thomas Jr. has already delivered. And now you can kind of picture what you think Travis Hunter can bring to the table. And then the next couple of guys, Brown and Parker, they got to come up. They got to come up, make it happen. That's for sure.
I think Parker has shown enough.
Yeah.
When he's had to be relied upon, that you can say, all right, I think he can be a good 3rd or 4th option in the receiving corps. He's a good slot guy. There's no doubt about that. When he's zeroed in, I think he's shown he can be that kind of guy. He can be a 4, 5, 6 catch guy, 40, 50, 60, 70 yards, maybe a score guy. He can be that type of guy.
So let's pair that up with one other discussion that I think is worth getting into today, since we did bring up Trevor a little bit earlier this week we brought it up because of the Matt Stafford deal, and then we started looking at the dollars that Trevor was getting and just how important it is to take a big step up in terms of how people view him in the league. How good a quarterback is he? Well, as you can expect, they come out with power rankings after the draft with the teams and everything like that. Now they've come out with the quarterback power rankings. And I think it's worth getting into. We had this discussion this time a year ago. Where did Trevor belong? Was he top 10? Was he top third in the league? Was he middle of the pack? So we'll get into that coming up here in just a second. Where do you think he is?
Well, first, let me just say this before we even get into that. Mm-hmm. If you don't extend him last summer, and right now here we are, and the idea is, are you going to extend him or not? What are you going to do?
You still have to extend him.
Do you?
Really?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
With the new regime?
Yeah. With the new
regime and 68 turnovers, you have to extend him.
Well, I feel like when you look around, it's a good question when you look around the landscape, and now you're adding in, just like we said about Christian Kirk, 2 injury-riddled years. Because the end of 23, he suffered all the injuries and ended up missing a game, and then they missed the playoffs. We all know how that ended with injuries to where? The
multiple.
Yeah, the ankle, the knee, the shoulder, it was on and on. And then this last year, he took a pretty vicious hit and then also had the shoulder injury, and they ended up shutting him down. And so if you were having the same conversation that you're talking about, you're saying, Christian Kirk, you were good, but you didn't deliver. Are you saying the same type of stuff about Trevor? If all that happened and you did not have him signed under contract, you fired your coach, you fired your GM, so you are seriously thinking that you would not?
I don't know. You might.
I mean, you signed the 5th-year option, obviously.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, you're
2-8.
At the very least,
I get it.
At the very least, there's pause there. At the very least.
Yes.
Especially with all those turnovers. And the fact that he's not available.
Exactly.
That's 100% fair.
Exactly. I'm not hitting the accelerator.
Yeah.
I'm pushing the brakes.
Yeah. And if he bets on himself, which we've seen guys do this, the Lamar Jackson conversation, when he said,
then you pay him.
Yeah. Yeah. And they paid him. They paid him well. And so Lamar has done everything in season to look as great as any quarterback that we have the joy of watching right now. But he can't quite get it done in the postseason the way he wants.
Right.
To.
You know what I think? I think Balky got caught up in Justin Herbert's getting extended. Lamar's getting extended. Like
the price was going up.
The great quarterbacks in the league were getting extended. So he wanted to show that his pick also was getting extended.
Of course. There's always going to be that. And that was Herb's pick, by the way. Just so.
Right. Well, it's his too.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, it's like a no-brainer pick.
Exactly. It was a 100% no-brainer. All right. So we'll get into this just a little bit, and you guys jump in, 641-1010. Hit the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. Just as far as where has he dropped in your mind? Has he risen in your mind? What can this new regime do to change his fortunes and the opinion that you have of 16? We'll get into all that. Coming up, it is XL Primetime.
We celebrate freedom. We celebrate life. We celebrate Jacksonville. 1010XL.
Hey, Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
David Garrard here. I've had the PRP treatment from Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, and my knees are really doing well. Platelet-rich plasma treatment may be the answer for whatever is hurting you.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
My son had a meniscus surgery a couple years ago. When it's smooth as silk, Dr. Kevin Murphy did it. Was playing tennis in 2 weeks. This is Patrick Malarkey, and I highly recommend
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Riley Green, live. Doing things a little different, right? Damn Country Music Tour. Damn Country Music. Friday, August 8th, ViStar Veterans Memorial Arena. Damn Country Music. With Ella Langley. You look like you. Drake White and Channing Wilson. On sale Friday, 10 a.m. at Ticketmaster.com. Don't miss Riley Green.
Ever wonder where your
food comes from? Give back to the good old days with fresh produce delivered to you from local family farms. Subscribe today at doorbellfarms.com, connecting real people with real family farms.
One of the best things about being on the First Coast is standing at the center of the golf world.
Yes, it is.
Brunch with a tour.
Tour news, tips, and inside info brought to you by
Clearwater Irrigation, 8:30 Tuesday morning on 1010XL.
Hey, Hicken here, or just call me Dreamfinders Danny. For a limited time to ring in the new year, Dreamfinders Homes is offering an amazing 4.99% fixed interest rate. Now's your chance to lock down that rate and get in the game. You heard me right. It's 4.99 fixed interest rate on select move-in ready homes. Visit dreamfindershomes.com for sales event information and get in the game. Interest rate available on select move-in ready homes. Restrictions and limitations apply. Go to dreamfindershomes.com for more details.
All right, gentlemen, we've trained for this. We've battled the elements. But if there's one thing we can't afford, it's letting the heat take us out before the big game.
But, Coach, the AC at my house is busted. I barely got any sleep last night.
Well, Johnson, you should have called Cool Cats Heating and Cooling. They're the real MVPs. Now let's cue the cool music.
Cool Cats Heating and Cooling. The coolest cats in town.
Hey, Hicken here. So much of what makes us a family takes place in our homes. That's where Zero Res comes in. I love Zero Res, and this month get Zero Resified from Jacksonville's #1 carpet and air duct cleaner with May Mayhem. A 3-room special starting at $149 plus the 4th room is free. You owe it to yourself and your family to breathe healthy, happy, and clean. Call Zero Res 28757 or go online at zeroresjacksonville.com and say you want the Hicken special. Zero Res, spell it forwards or backwards. It's the right way to clean.
Zero Res.
Are you struggling with hair loss? At IHRS, we understand because we've been there too. We're dedicated to finding the best solution tailored just for you.
My hair looks great. It was thinning, and IHRS restored my hair.
It's now fuller, it's thicker, voluminous. It's made me feel great.
With the latest technology and FDA-approved laser therapy, PRP, and non-surgical hair addition, we offer guaranteed solutions for men and women.
With over 35 years of experience, IHRS found a hair restoration for us, and we can find one for you.
For me.
For me.
And me too.
Visit hairforme.com or call 904-777-IHRS. Get a free microscopic analysis and get to the root of your problem. This $395 analysis is yours for free. Call 904-777-4477 now.
Rick Ballou for Coy Dental. That's right, Carlson Dental is now Coy Dental. Dr. Lee has been practicing there for 9 years, has purchased the company. The Coy Dental team still has the same great dentist and staff. And remember, if you get nervous visiting a dentist, don't. There's never a problem at Coy Dental with light sedation for cleaning and deep sedation for all your restorative needs. Coy Dental, 2 locations in Jacksonville.
Remember Mom this Mother's Day with a beautiful floral arrangement from Kuhn Flowers. Max here with 1010XL, and there's no excuse for a last-minute thing when you can simply call Kuhn Flowers or go online to kuhnflowers.com.
Looking for a great place to enjoy some craft creations and soak up some scenery? Fernandina's Mocama Beer Company is a must-see and must-try. Nassau County knows it. Visitors need to find out about it. Mocama means near the big water where the sun is born. And if you visit their tap room in Fernandina Beach, you'll see how they've mastered equal parts precision and art in creating great flavors from IPAs to Pilsners, lagers, and sours, plus plenty more. Mocama.com, Mocama Beer Company. Start an adventure and find them in Fernandina.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. This is XL Primetime. Brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool on 1010XL.
It is XL Primetime. Thanks for hanging out with us. We're talking Jaguar ball on the flagship home of your Jacksonville Jaguars with our XLP Big Three coming up. What type of numbers do you see out of the receiving corps? We're at least going to make some predictions coming up here in just a bit. I will report. We're at the Golf Club of Southampton last night having a good time. The rain held off and then it absolutely, it held off, and then it absolutely just unloaded around.
It was brutal.
Around 8 o'clock last night, and then the drive home to the Aug was, I mean, whoa! You were white knuckling it trying to come down 95, but we were sitting there and we had the 9-hole game. Great food afterwards. Derek always setting us up. And one guy comes up, Johnny comes up, and he goes, hey, are we having rat tomorrow night for dinner? And I said, no, I'm getting it taken care of. So I'll just let you know. A round of applause. Chris the Rat Trapper, as he will be known, did come check on me this morning.
And I bet he put traps out, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Told you, traps work.
And
yes,
Chris's mother was also the woman who created
the identikit.
The identikit that Leon had in his wallet yesterday. That was 28 years old. Yeah.
A family member did that. So he did. He's hoping that we will be rat free. And like I said, I discovered there wasn't just one, that there was a family. So we're going to make sure they all leave together. Okay.
So he put his little bait down on.
We're not going to separate them. Okay. We're going to make sure they all leave together.
Let me tell you what you should do.
Yeah.
Go to Pubs, get yourself a little thing of bologna.
Yeah.
Put a little piece of bologna in every one of those traps.
Well, one of the trippiest, funniest things that you have memory wise in your memory bank back is whatever, college students. We moved into this. One of the houses that's raised that has the cinder blocks underneath it because all the piping and everything's underneath there and whatnot. And we moved in. There were 3 of us, and it was a little bit of a mouse problem, you might say. And so Colonel Keating of the Hippie National Guard would set out the bologna mouse traps, and there was nothing like hearing that sound in the middle of the night. We all jump up, just raising Cain, having fun, whatever. And then we would slowly, but we had them. We had a serious problem.
I mean, you got all this sonar stuff and all this different stuff they use. No, man, just a trap and some bologna works every time.
Are they using sonar to catch rats?
I don't know. Because sometimes they hide in nests so you can't see them. There's all kind of stuff going on out there, man.
So anyway, we're on it. We're going to find out where it goes from here. But all right, let's get to fixing the Jags, which is really what the team was charged with. This new team, the Liam-led Gladstones and Tony Vaselli, because I'm going to occasionally refer to James Gladstone as Harry Potter, and then half the time as James Gladstones, because he is showing some stones with some of these moves that he's making. All right, Leon, your XLP Big Three. What kind of numbers are you visualizing from this receiving core?
All right, well, listen, we got to start off with the fact that I think Trevor's going to throw 39 touchdowns this season.
Okay, 39.
39, I got 39.
I'm saying that Liam talking dirty to me, and I kind of like
it. Listen, if Liam helped Baker Mayfield, who was 1 foot out the door of the league, and he threw 41 touchdowns and 16 picks. I mean, we can do the same for Trevor. You got to believe, Matt Hayes. Don't give me that look.
No, I'm just saying, like, what do you think this guy is?
Huh?
Do you think Trevor's 1 foot out the door in the league?
No.
He needs to. No, he's just saying that if he did that for Baker, well, imagine what he can do.
No, I'm just saying Baker's been from team to team. You know, half a season here, game here, too, goes to Tampa Bay and flourishes. So I'm saying that I'm hoping for the same results here in Jayville.
Okay,
all right, that's all I'm asking for. So I got Trevor at 39 touchdowns. So I got BTJ this season with 1350 and 10.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I got Travis Hunter at 1110. Okay, all right. I got Damani Brown with 7. Diami. I got him at 7 touchdowns. I got Strange at 5.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I got Parker Walker at 3, and then I got check down touchdowns.
Okay.
To add up.
Yeah.
That sounds like more than 3. That sounds like that's your XLP
but I love
6.
Huh?
That's your XLP 6.
But you have.
Well, listen, I had to distribute the wealth. I'm saying that Trevor is going to distribute the wealth to these different
39
guys.
Is a lot of touchdowns.
Listen, I just gave you the 39. I gave you 10 and 10. I gave you 7. I gave you 5. I gave you 3, and I gave you check down.
His career high right now is what, 24, right?
Yeah. What is so crazy is that these are numbers that Leon's rattling off that everyone has dreamt of at one time or another.
Oh, yeah.
It just has not. No one has been able to see it come to fruition. And so it is frustrating because you do want to see Trevor be that dude.
That would have been 4th in the league in touchdowns this year.
That's a lot.
It's a lot.
Behind Burrow, Lamar, Goff, and Baker.
Well, listen, it's time for him to grow up.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, you were the number 1 pick overall I mean, it's just time for Trevor to just get in the saddle and ride.
There's nothing wrong with trying to visualize that and speak it into existence.
That would actually be more than Goff had this season.
Oh, really?
Yes. He went 37-12, so you're expecting him to have a better season than Jared Goff did.
Why not?
In that amazing year last year.
If he had 37-12, it would be. I mean, I think we should all run naked down Bay Street if he has 37-12. Okay,
just easy.
Honestly,
negative.
That's a hacker wish, and I don't know if I want to go that route. But
didn't Leon say he was going to do like cartwheels at one point in time?
He did. For the Bo Nix Heisman, he did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Bo Nix won the
Luckily,
Heisman.
we didn't
How
have
did
to
that work
see
out?
that.
all right, XLP Big Three.
Think about that. Bo Nix in his first year with the Broncos last year had 29 touchdown passes.
Yeah,
5 more than Trevor's best season.
It is crazy when you think of the numbers can be there. Okay, Bo Nix is a great example of that. Baker is a great example of that. Now, both of those guys had some pretty darn good receivers to throw the football to. Jacksonville now has one, possibly two, and so the other half of it. Okay, the arm's got to deliver, and that's 16, and so. He now knows the pressure is obviously on him, and it's going to ratchet up every single time someone else is stealing.
He should embrace it, bro.
You better believe
he should
it.
absolutely embrace it. It's nothing. Listen, there's nothing better for a player going into the season when people doubt you. And right now, there's probably more doubters than Trevor than there is people on this side.
Oh,
Absolutely,
yeah. 100%.
So I mean, this is showing
Not just in this city, in the league.
in the league nationally. Yeah. So this is a show and prove season for Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah,
I would love to see him show.
All right, what do you got?
All right, my big three are you got 2,000-yard receivers. That's two.
Okay, honestly, I think that's still a little ambitious, but yeah, if it comes through, yeah.
Oh, I think BTJ and Travis Hunter, I don't think that's ambitious at all that they both have 1,000 yards. I think
ambitious here.
Here?
Yeah.
All right, I'll give you that.
Yeah.
I'll give you that.
Yeah.
But if Travis Hunter's what they say he is,
yeah,
and what they've built him up to be,
just considering the next closest guy to BTJ last year was nearly 900 yards behind him.
All right,
it just shows you how tough it is.
My third's gonna be De'Ami Brown, who's I think gonna have more than 5 touchdowns.
Yeah,
but I will say this: he better be what they're building him up to be. Okay,
yeah,
because you've mortgaged your future somewhat for him. All right, and more than that, I don't have a problem with mortgaging. I don't have a problem with that. You've built him up to something. If he's not a guy that goes out there and has 1,000 yards and has 10 touchdowns and has 60 catches or more, then what did you trade for?
Yeah, but like we said, even if he's just on one side of the ball, 100%, you're going to look like you gave away too much for a one-dimensional player. He could still be great at that position, but the thing that makes this basically the home run hit out of the park, the grand slam, is the idea that this guy's going to play 80 plays.
Revolutionize the position.
Exactly.
So only 24 guys in the NFL last year had 1,000 yards receiving, by the way.
Yeah.
So you think that two on one team is going to happen with a rookie wide receiver who also plays nickelback?
I do, yeah.
It's May.
I will say this. That might be more July Joe than anything, actually. He's got to make like 5 or 6 or 7 plays where you're like, oh my God, look at that, right? The way they've built him up,
of course.
The way they've said he's going to revolutionize the game,
that's
a big statement. Revolutionize the game, Joe.
Oh yes,
there's been a lot of unbelievable players in the NFL.
Yeah, and when you say something like that, it was like last year.
That's a big, in the words of Seinfeld, that's a big matzo ball hanging out there.
It is hanging out there. The old "I love you." That's crazy. And so I will love Travis Hunter if he's able to do that. But I'm looking at a 2,000-yard quotient for these two. And if I can get the same production that Brian Thomas Jr. gave you a year ago, which is in that 1,200-yard neighborhood, and you get Travis Hunter to bring 800 to the table, then we're looking at 2,000 yards. Trevor threw for just over 2,000 yards last year. So now you add in the third guy, and De'Ami Brown needs to be in that 500 range, in that 5-touchdown range. Now you're at 2,500. That's just the XLP Big Three as far as I'm concerned. But you throw a Brenton Strange in there, and you get 400 to 500 from him. Now you're at 3,000, and obviously some things can happen with what you're going to do out of the backfield. And honestly, I want to see Trevor Lawrence get to around 3,500 yards and around 30 touchdowns, because that would be honestly, that's a huge step forward if he can get to 30 touchdowns and 12 picks.
I got my 4,300.
Yeah, what'd you say, 35?
Yeah, I'm just saying.
If he plays all 17 games,
yeah, I'm just saying
he should be over 4,000.
I'm saying, look, we have, and these numbers, they don't
In 22,
lie.
he threw for more than 4,000 yards, right? In 22.
I'd have to go back and look, but I believe so, yes.
Yeah, so if he plays every game, he should be over 4,000 yards.
Mm-hmm. If you just take and think of how many 300-yard games this man has thrown in his career. Not a lot. Okay, not nearly as many as
but think what you have to average to get to 4,000 yards if you play all 17 games.
235 yards a game.
Right.
Okay. Trevor averages 1.15 touchdowns per game and averages less than 235 yards per game. So he's got to get there. We're talking about that big leap that has to take place. We'll throw his numbers out coming up here in just a second as far as what he has done individually each year. Again, last year hurt, missed a considerable amount of time, nearly half a season. The year before that, towards the end, we all know, banged up and didn't have as great a numbers as he would have liked to have had. But get back to that. Get back to throwing for 235 to 250 yards per game, and you'll be happy. You still, with what Liam Cohen's wanting to do, he still wants some dudes toting the ball, running a good 20 times a game, something like that.
So, I mean, would you take, like, they average 141 rushing per game and Trevor 210?
That wouldn't be, I needed a little higher than that, but that ain't bad. That ain't bad. All right, let's keep going on that subject. 641-1010. You guys hit the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. What kind of numbers can you see from the big three in the receiving game now that Gabe is gone? What type of predictions are you willing to make? Do it right here on XL Primetime.
What are you doing? You touch that switch and... Which one, this?
10-10.
More power.
10XL.
Hello, First Coast. I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today from GFL, Green for Life.
Joint replacement surgery is always a tough decision, but relief from chronic pain may be just around the corner. Dr. George Barry here, and there's a lot to consider to make sure you get the proper diagnosis and best path back to the range of motion and mobility you had. Age, lifestyle, and overall health all play a part. Let the team at Barry Orthopedics give you a full analysis to help you make the best decision. Log on to BarryOrthopedics.com or call the office to make an appointment. With offices across Jacksonville and ready to help you feel good again, we'll get you back on the road to recovery at Barry Orthopedics.
Spring and summer are coming. Will your pool deck be ready? Don't Slip Deck Coatings of Jacksonville has you covered. Their multi-layered slip-resistant coatings come in a variety of colors, adding safety, durability, and style to your outdoor spaces. Plus, they offer slip-resistant solutions for inside your home, too. Long-lasting, affordable, and built to protect your family. Don't wait. Call today for a free quote, 904-466-1839. And follow Don't Slip Jacks on Facebook and Instagram.
Prosser here. Spring has sprung, and it's a great time to sell your house, but only if you have the very best on your side, and those very best are Chad and Sandy Newman. Spring selling season's here. Rates are down. Activity's up. It's the best time in years to sell your home, in fact, but there are homes sitting on the market. They don't have the right representation. That's where Chad and Sandy step in. Maybe you're worried your home needs repairs or updating and it won't sell for a good price. Maybe your family's growing and you need more space. Whatever the reason that you need to sell your home, Chad and Sandy deliver this promise to you. Chad and Sandy guarantee your home sold at an agreed-upon price and deadline, or they will buy it. Sounds pretty hassle-free to me. Take it from Mike and Rosemary in St. Augustine. We were determined to buy an affordable home in a specific school zone, but we didn't qualify for the loan needed to get one. Chad and Sandy's team worked with the lender, negotiated a higher qualification price, lower interest. It was huge, $200 less per month. Do it today. Call 414-6200 or go to chadandsandy.com.
This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On May 8, 1966, Baltimore Orioles outfielder future Hall of Famer Frank Robinson is the first ever to hit a home run outside of Baltimore's Memorial Park.
This Mother's Day, be direct. Tell mom she shines without saying a word. At Diamonds Direct, we've curated a meaningful collection of timeless gifts for every budget, from birthstone rings and stackables to diamond pendants, pearls, and stunning earrings. So here's to mom for her love, her strength, and always putting others first. This year, she deserves a gift that lasts a lifetime, and that's our specialty. Diamonds Direct, your love, our passion.
Are you an experienced chiller technician and looking for a role where your skills are truly valued? It's time to make the move to Local 234, plumbers, pipe fitters, and HVAC technicians. You'll get top pay, comprehensive health and welfare benefits for your family, and a pension that doesn't come out of your pocket. Join the team that's got your back. Local 234, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit UA234.com to send your resume today.
Equal opportunity employer.
Need protection? Call Craig and Christine Kaprosky at Goosehead Insurance. The Kaproskys are a husband and wife team committed to finding you the right coverage at the right price in just a few short minutes. For home, auto, flood, or specialty insurance, Craig and Christine Kaprosky are the answer. Craig.Kaprosky at Goosehead.com.
Jumbo Shrimp Baseball is home at the newly renovated 5-star ballpark this week and weekend. Join us tonight for Coors Light Thirsty Thursday, fireworks tomorrow and Saturday, plus free beach hats to the first 2,000 fans on Saturday, courtesy of 5-Star and River Point Behavioral Health. Catch on the field before Sunday Family Fun Day. Tickets start at just $5. JackShrimp.com for tickets. Jumbo Shrimp Baseball, affordable family fun.
At Hurricane Grill and Wings, every day feels like the weekend. Fresh, never frozen chicken wings, tossed in over 30 bold flavors, paired with ice-cold beer and handcrafted cocktails. All in a laid-back, beachy atmosphere. And with every game on the big screens, it's the ultimate escape. And you're home for sports, too. Great food, cold drinks, and all the games. That's Hurricane Grill and Wings. Escape the ordinary and find your spot at hurricanewings.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. This is XL Primetime, brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool on 1010XL.
20 minutes in front of the 3 o'clock hour, XL Primetime, hanging out on a Thursday. We're going to get into at least some people's rankings of where the quarterback play is in the National Football League and where Trevor ranks coming up here in just a second. We've been talking about our XLP Big Three and how is he going to get his yards and who's going to be on the receiving end of it. And we'll definitely throw a few more of those numbers out there. Now, listen, we got a lot of moms listening to XL Primetime, okay? Moms, just for 1 second, turn the radio down, okay? Happy Mother's Day. 3, 2, turn the radio down because JJ's got a giveaway.
I do. But first, I want to say happy birthday to my 91-year-old grandmother.
Nice.
Sarah Ann Presley, yes.
That is awesome.
All right, but I have a gift for you guys to give to your wife, to your mom, whoever. So I got a $100 Beaches Dermatology gift card plus a Kuhn Flower floral arrangement. This is part of our 1010XL Mother's Day gift guide. Head to 1010XL.com for more great gift ideas.
Very nice.
So we call our number for right now, 641-1010, and I'll hook you up with that great prize.
All right, so Mom, you will be taken care of, courtesy of one of our XL Primetimers, 641-1010. JJ will pick up the winner's call here in just a second. All right, so off the text line, Matt, if Sam Darnold can throw 35 touchdowns in the regular season, we shouldn't be hearing any gasp when Leon wants Trevor to throw 39. And I get it, but that we need to see this offense come alive because Kevin O'Connell unhinged Sam Darnold last year, and he had Justin Jefferson that was catching the football, and Brian Thomas Jr. is moving into that neighborhood. We all know that, but he also had Jordan Addison, who was stepping up, especially down the stretch last year, really made a lot of plays for him.
It's funny you should bring up the Vikings because the guy who's the starting left guard here right now was the guy that couldn't start for them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And they traded him here.
Yeah. Well, he's talking.
And he's starting here.
Well, yeah, this team traded their tackle to Minnesota, and Minnesota started him. So
I get that, but my point is he hasn't had. If you're not going to protect this guy, which they've made strides. There's no doubt about it. They've changed, and it looks like they're trying to trying to put a line in front of him that can protect him. But if he's running for his life constantly, he's not reaching 35. He's not reaching 25, which is his career high.
Numbers you basically said just to get to we said it earlier, to get to 4,000, it's 235 yards a game. Just to get to 3,500 is how much? 210 yards?
210 yards, yeah.
Yeah, but he's done that 3 of his 4 seasons.
Yeah, so basically
for more than 3,500.
With the injury last year, his yards were cut in half. He went from a 4,000-yard passer the year before to a 2,000-yard passer. So he was gutted because of the injuries. So he's gone 36, 41, 4,000, and then down to 2,000. And then we all know the conversation about the touchdowns versus turnovers.
Right, the yards aren't the problem. It's the turnovers. That's the problem. And the lack of big plays. Now, he's had drops, too. He's had drops in the end zone. No doubt about it.
We were watching the Gabe Davis lowlight over the last 24 hours when they said Gabe was released. They kept showing plays
Gabe
in
Davis,
the end
Zay
zone.
Jones, Christian Kirk. You can go on and on and on.
Well, listen, I was assessing the total yardage between passing and running, which gets you in the playoffs. Now, the Eagles won the Super Bowl collectively with 6,500 yards of total offense. All right? That's a big
pretty
number.
good.
That's a pretty good number. Absolutely.
Good.
So I'm thinking that somewhere between that's why I said with Trevor, 210 and 141 rushing somehow collectively gives you 5,900.
Yeah.
5,900 with minimal amount of turnovers may get you in the playoff situation.
Because if you look at the yards per game from last year, by the way, we do have caller number 4, JJ, has hooked them up. So you guys keep listening. We got another giveaway coming up in just a little bit, but we definitely have the winner. All right, so if I look at just the total stats per game, hang on, let me make sure I get this. Per team, what you're talking about is true. You want to talk about something that happened last year that was generational. Saquon Barkley rushing for over 2,000 yards in an offense that was already wired for success. And so that's where your 6,500 yards is coming from, because it was just an unreal amount of productivity that Philadelphia had in their arsenal. They could go to either A.J. Brown or Devonta Smith. Think about what Dallas Goedert did down the stretch last year as a tight end, late season and in the playoffs. And then not to mention what Saquon did. Saquon was just, he was a Madden. Yeah, he was a Madden game cover performer last year, because they will have him on the Madden cover jumping backwards over Jacksonville Jaguar. So they had some special stuff last year. But if you get the numbers that Leon's talking about in the neighborhood of 140 yards on the ground, and we'll pull up the numbers just as far as passing yards per game and then rushing yards per game. The way Liam's offense is designed, both should be able to eat. And if you don't run the football, you're not going to be successful passing the football.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question. But I also believe that you're not winning your division unless you've got a quarterback that can be a difference maker, that a quarterback you can win because of, not a quarterback you win with. And he has to become that quarterback that you win because of him. Not like because he's part of a team and you win with him and with the running game. He's got to be able to, it's 3rd and 7, he's got to make a play. And we haven't seen that enough from him. That's all.
No. And just for numbers' sake, because we were mentioning around 210 to 235. If we're anywhere around there, I think most or all of Duval would be pleased, because I think that means he's throwing to success. He's got guys that are open. They're turning up the field. They got some yak yards going along with the catch, and then that's opening up the run. If you look at numbers last year, we mentioned some of the bigs already. Joey Burrow averaged 289. Jared Goff averaged 272. Baker, with Liam Cohen running the show, averaged 265. Tua averaged 260. Purdy, 257. Geno averaged 254. Darnold, 254. Kirk, 250. Dak, before he got hurt, he only played 8 games, but he was averaging 247. Mahomes, 245. Mahomes got it done differently last year. They didn't have as many big plays from him because of their receiving.
Well, look, I'm looking at the Chargers right now. Okay, yeah. Justin Herbert, he averaged 227 passing per game.
Yeah,
and then they rushed for 110 per game. Somehow they got in the playoffs. Now, he only threw 3 interceptions. Now, they had 11 fumbles.
There you go.
Yeah.
They had 11 fumbles, but he only threw 3 interceptions. Yeah. So I mean,
protect the ball.
Protect the ball. I mean, so you take it. You're saying collectively, they average somewhere between 340 yards per game.
Yeah.
But they took care of the football.
Exactly, 100%. I'm going to pull up the total numbers, but just that right there gives you an idea.
He was also sacked 41 times.
He does.
Yeah.
He was.
And it's not. And I don't. I mean, the Chargers' offensive line isn't that bad. I think he's thinking I'm not making a throw that's going to be a turnover, and he's eaten it a couple times.
Yeah,
or more than a couple times.
Yeah.
Clearly.
Yeah. I would. And Harbaugh is going to insist on that, and they went with their big tackle with that top 5 pick to make sure that they were helping that.
The only reason why I reference that is because that was a team that was 4 and whatever, 13.
Yeah,
and then Harbaugh comes in there, turns the culture, philosophy around. They win 11 games
straight to the
next
postseason.
team in the postseason.
Yeah. Now they got hammered in the postseason, but
they
still,
got hammered for sure.
It's just still a shock to me that went down. But really, that's what it comes down to. It's taking advantage and making big plays and eliminating the mistakes, because both of them, that's a plus-minus situation. You got to get it going on one side, and you got to eliminate all the trash on the other side, because you make a short field for somebody, which is what, unfortunately, this team did too often. The other team was in the end zone far too fast. Let's make this the 10-10 take, JJ.
Now, Joe C's 10-10 take. Slow smoked and served up by Sonny's Barbecue. Local pitmaster since 68.
Delicious barbecue, always waiting for you. They get up early. They get that oak on, the flame going, and then they make sure that those ribs, that turkey, brisket, chicken, pork, whatever it might be, that it is ready for you when you roll in. Check out any one of your area Sonny's. So when we say that this offense needs to turn the wick up, we all know it. It's pretty dang obvious. They averaged less than 19 points per game, but they also gave up over 26 points per game. So when you get to the other half of this, let this offense move some chains, okay? It's about dang time. Let the offense, with whatever Liam's doing, prove that you can be physical at the line of scrimmage, run the football again, and then help Trevor as much as you possibly can, and then he hopefully will come to where you would like him to see in the NFL big picture. The other half of it is you better stop some people. You better stop some people, because every time there was a turnover, it turned into a quick score. Short fields, bad defenses, not defending in the red zone. They were near the bottom when it came to passing efficiency that they gave up to the other quarterback. That's the 10-10 take. It's not just one. It's got to be both of these things that they got to go down.
I think it's got to start with your quarterback.
Yes.
I mean, I will say this. Jaden Daniels touched the ball 628 times last year. 628 times. 480 pass, 148 rush.
That's nuts.
9 total turnovers. 9.
And that's
and
a rook.
648 touches.
That's a rook.
That's how you do it.
That's how you win games and get to the playoff.
Okay, so let's ask a couple of dumb questions. I'm in charge of dumb questions. You guys know that. How did that happen? Okay, that sounds so impressive.
He understands ball security, Joe.
Okay,
That's
remember
how it
this.
happens.
Okay, remember this, though. Now, we're going to find out whether the rookie can do that over time, but we all were equally impressed with Jaden Daniels. From the jump, okay, this guy is some kind of fun to watch. We said it when he was at LSU, and we obviously witnessed it in Washington. But how does Cliff Kingsbury, who'd been tossed on the offensive scrap heap after being the head coach in Arizona, Dan Quinn, who gets a second chance as a head coach, with a rookie, and hardly, how did it happen? I don't know. Hardly a run
Here's another
game.
one. 659 touches for Bo Nix. 12 total turnovers.
Yeah. And Sean Payton is a master at drilling down on
those are two first-year guys.
Yeah, first-year guys. And here's the one thing that I know about offensive meeting rooms when the offensive coordinator comes in there. The first thing that's emphasized before we even go through the game plan or how we prepare for the next team,
right?
Offensive coordinator says, take care of the football. Yeah. It's emphasized. First thing comes out of his mouth. We got to take care of the football, because if you don't take care of the football, you're not going to win a lot of games, especially in this league.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's on Trevor.
It will never be a priority.
Because it's always emphasized. The first thing that's spoken in the meetings, we got to take care of the football.
Okay.
That means quarterback, not fumbling, not interceptions, running backs, not fumbling.
So I love that you guys are leading me to this, and we'll just get into the 3 o'clock hour with this. Cody Benjamin putting together his quarterback rankings post-draft, and let's just start here before we get into the next hour at the number 1 spot. You can say he's full of it, or you can say he's spot on. Number 1, he has Jaden Daniels. Now, that seems like a little bit of a reach right now.
No, that's a hero ball right there. That's hero ball.
He writes.
Ahead of Pat Mahomes.
Ahead of Patrick Mahomes.
Yes.
Wow.
He writes recency bias, sure. But you'd be hard-pressed to find an NFL team that wouldn't hurry to claim him as their quarterback. And he goes on to put some numbers out there because Pat Mahomes' numbers, we just went through those yards per game, dipped just a little bit. I'd still take Pat Mahomes all day over Jaden. But it's an interesting discussion because of the numbers that Matt just mentioned. He did not turn the ball over hardly at all. He held the ball. How much responsibility in terms of total offense that he generated?
648 touches.
Yeah. And so
led the team in pass yards, led the team in rush yards.
That's
889 rush yards.
That's doing
891, excuse me.
And so, and again, I like
6 tuds.
I like guys like Benjamin that will at least put stuff out there that's not just the norm. He has Pat Mahomes 6th.
He's foolish.
Yeah, I know.
I thought you were going to say he's full of shit.
No.
He's got
that was coming out.
No, I had to take the exit rap on that one.
He's got Chiefs Kingdom all sorts of fired up over that one.
Who are the 5 in front of him?
Exactly.
We'll do it coming up. It is XL Primetime heading into the 3 o'clock hour. A beautiful Thursday right here on the First Coast.
Living life on the edge of your seat.
Are you kidding me?
Your front row seat for play-by-play.
Break it free, they're not going to catch you.
1010XL.
Are you embarrassed by your ugly, cracked concrete driveway? Stop by Stone Core on Phillips Highway for all your outdoor living needs. Let them show you how a durable paver driveway can enhance your home. Visit stonecore.co. We do outdoors better.
It's tune-up time, and Florida Home AC, the official AC partner of the Jaguars, wants to partner with you for a cool summer season. Tune up your AC unit right now so it's running at peak performance when you need it most. Just call 777-4300 and order a tune-up for just $59. Keep your unit humming at optimal level. Log on to FloridaHomeAC.com and take advantage of their savings. Keep cool with Florida Home AC. That's 777-4300.
Riley Green, live. Doing things a little different, right? Damn Country Music Tour. Damn Country Music. Friday, August 8th, ViStar Veterans Memorial Arena. Damn Country Music. With Ella Langley.
You look like you.
Drake White and Channing Wilson. On sale Friday, 10 a.m. at Ticketmaster.com. Don't miss Riley Green.
Hi, folks. It's Frank Frangie. Look, when it comes to glass needs around the home, there's one name I trust, Lee and Kate's Glass. Those beautiful custom glass shower enclosures, maybe a new mirror, a glass tabletop. They can even replace your foggy or cracked glass without having to replace the whole window. Lee and Kate's is local. They're family-owned. They've been a part of our community since 1926. Boy, they've taken care of me, including our brand new offices at Walk Off Charities. They did a great job. I promise they'll do the same for you. Visit leeandkatesglass.com.
The PGA Championship is known for testing a golfer's all-around game. It's a very difficult putt to read. Hear updates and coverage of the PGA Championship, teed up by TopDressing.com and St. John's Middle School Athletic Association.
Jacksonville, you know a good defense wins games, and a good fence protects your home. Frank Frangie here. Coil Fencing has been around the block since 1927. Literally, they probably fenced it too. From tough chain link to sleek aluminum fences your HOA will love, Coil is the name to trust. Nearly a century strong and still standing tall. Call Coil today. You can trust them. Call 904-356-4821 or visit coiljacks.com. That's COYLE Jacks.com.
Hey, Jacksonville, it's Dan Hicken with a game changer. I've tested the field, and Checkmate Coatings is my new go-to for durable, jaw-dropping floor coatings. Better play, better results.
I'm Brendan from Checkmate Coatings. Our precision coatings make your floors the MVP of any space.
Slam dunk your floors at checkmatecoatings.com. Checkmate Coatings, your floor's missing piece.
Checkmate Coatings. Your floor's missing piece.
Are you struggling with hair loss? At IHRS, we understand because we've been there too. We're dedicated to finding the best solution tailored just for you.
My hair looks great. It was thinning, and IHRS restored my hair.
It's now fuller, it's thicker, voluminous. It's made me feel great.
With the latest technology and FDA-approved laser therapy, PRP, and non-surgical hair addition, we offer guaranteed solutions for men and women.
With over 35 years of experience, IHRS found a hair restoration for us, and we can find one for you.
For me.
For me.
And me too.
Visit hairforme.com or call 904-777-IHRS. Get a free microscopic analysis and get to the root of your problem. This $395 analysis is yours for free. Call 904-777-4477 now.
The flagship station of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Want a simple way to boost your company's image without a big renovation? A fresh paint job in your brand's colors can increase recognition up to 80%. At Performance Painting, we help companies stand out with clean, on-brand finishes that impress clients and energize employees. From color consultations to low-odor coatings that won't disrupt operations, we've got you covered. Visit performance-painting.com to schedule a friendly estimate. Performance Painting. Prepare, protect, preserve.
Performance Painting. Been in a car crash? I'm local attorney Rick Alexander, and I've made it our mission at the Alexander Law Practice to listen to you so I can fight for the best possible result for you. I've been practicing over 30 years, and our team focuses on guiding you through the entire process. And because fees and reimbursement costs come out at the end of the case, I will never ask you to come out of pocket. For a free review, call 904-400-6600 or log on to alexanderlawpractice.com, Jacksonville.
Ever wonder where your food comes from? Get back to the good old days with fresh produce delivered to you from local family farms. Subscribe today at doorbellfarms.com, connecting real people with real family farms.
Reclaim a pain-free life with Rebound Rehab. If you've been injured or simply feeling the effects of an active life, you can rely on Rebound Rehabilitation to get you back in the game. Sitting on the sidelines isn't any fun. Trust Rebound Rehab's team of trained physical therapists to get you back up to speed and feeling full again. Now more convenient than ever. 11 locations to serve you, including new offices in Riverside across from St. Vincent's, Point Meadows, and Middleburg. Just log on to reboundrehab.com to see all they've got to offer.
I'm Max Fink with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update, brought to you by USA Airport Parking. The Jumbo Shrimp are back in action tonight against the Syracuse Mets. A 4-3 win in Game 1 of the series, but a 6-5 loss last night has got the series tied up right now as they look to get back in the win column tonight with Ryan Weathers on the bump. Head down to ViStar Ballpark tonight for Coors Light Thirsty Thursday and Nurses Appreciation Night with first pitch at 7:05. The Gators baseball team, coming off a loss to USF on Tuesday night, has a difficult task at hand this weekend, heading down to Austin to take on college baseball's top-ranked team, the Texas Longhorns. They play Friday at 7:30 and then Saturday and Sunday at 2, with all those games airing on 10:10 a.m. It's 84 degrees at 3 o'clock. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. This is XL Primetime, brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool on 1010XL.
Yeah, it sounded like a shock. Text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures loading up on Cody Benjamin, putting Pat Mahomes 6th on his quarterback rankings, power rankings for quarterbacks after the draft. I think we could all agree that if you had Pat Mahomes on your team, you got a hell of a chance to win every football game you kick off. Is that not correct, sir?
Absolutely. Yes.
Now,
without a doubt.
Now, but what we said to end it, and you mentioned it about Jaden Daniels, just the fact that he comes in and he just basically turns the NFL in a lot of ways on its ear. I can't remember the exact stats, sirs, but I believe something in the neighborhood of 16 drives, maybe even 17 drives to begin the season. This was a rookie. They did not have a punt.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
They scored.
Absolutely. That's very, very impressive for a rookie to come in and play. as he's played over the season. But I do remember the playoff game against the Eagles, too. Yeah. Just like the same way Patrick Mahomes struggled in the Super Bowl against the Eagles team that rushed for the offensive line that couldn't protect him. He scrambled for his life just as Patrick Mahomes scrambles for his life.
Yatsu, you make a great point because both of those guys did not – they weren't comfortable. Mm-mm. They weren't able to operate the way they had operated all season long.
Yep.
And you want to talk about a testament to what a good defensive front will do for you? Those two games, that's a great comparison.
Exactly.
Holy yeah. And how this team cannot fix that area of the game? They cannot get what those two teams or what Philadelphia had against those two teams.
Yeah, I mean, you listen, bad offensive line play, pressure, your inability to hold on, to pass the ball, to get the time. I mean, both Patrick Mahomes and Jaden Daniels both saw those effects in the playoffs. Yeah. So I mean, I don't understand. I mean, listen, the kid had a fantastic year, absolutely. But I'm gonna always go with the guy where I've consistently seen win.
Yeah.
Not a guy who's like, I don't want to call the kid a one-hit wonder, but we just seen 1 year of him.
Yeah, we need to know more.
Now we seen Patrick Mahomes in a game in a Super Bowl against a Tampa Bay team that essentially did the same thing the Eagles did, but we saw him come back. Mm-hmm. Saw him come back and win 2 more after that.
Yeah.
All right. So I mean, I don't understand the narrative of putting this kid in front of Patrick Mahomes when you've seen more greatness out of him than you did out of Jaden Daniels.
I thought it was real interesting, and I do know year 1 to year 2, as good as you are, there's defensive coordinators like Coach Campo back in the day that are staying up late at night.
Yeah.
They're going to figure you out.
Yeah.
They're going to figure something out, just like Philadelphia did with Vic Fangio.
Weren't we giving C.J. Stroud the same shine from last year?
You better believe it.
They take 2 steps back.
I'd have to go back and look and see where he was ranked. He was not ranked ahead of Mahomes because Mahomes was the defending Super Bowl champion, but still, they had him high up there. All right, so let's get to between 1 and 6, which is where Jaden Daniels is ranked and where Mahomes is ranked. Jalen Hurts, the defending Super Bowl champion, is second.
Okay. I mean, I got to put him in front of Patrick Mahomes because he beat him head to head.
And everything that he's done, it's so funny. And I fall into this trap as much as anybody. I think Jalen Hurts is gettable. I think, he looks like he's scrambling out of the pocket, and he's going to run out of opportunities sooner or later, and defenses are going to – no, he kept making plays. Obviously, he had Saquon Barkley to hand it off to, but he could manufacture, maneuver, extend, do so many good things, and you got it. Like you said, he's got the trophy.
He's got the trophy. He's got Lombard.
So he's second. Joey Burrow is third because Burrow was in that conversation really the second half of the season with the way he played the game.
I've never seen a guy do so much with so less. I mean, because when he went to the Super Bowl, he had a terrible offensive line, 70 sacks in one season. But, he took him to the Super Bowl. And then this year, he had a terrible defense who couldn't stop anybody. And it was one game away from making the playoffs.
Yeah, he had an MVP.
Now I say less now. Now, he still got Chase and
oh my gosh,
he still got Higgins. So
but he was able to have an MVP level season last year while getting beat up.
Yep.
And a bad defense. And then the year they went to the Super Bowl was a good defense, but then also still, as we said, got killed. But the last 2 years, sirs, 14-13 as a starter. That's his record. And so even though he did great things, he's not going to be able to do it by himself. That's a 500 club while he was starting under center, 14-13.
But see, I still wouldn't put Joe Burrow over Patrick Mahomes. If you were to draft right now today, you're a GM, and you got Joe Burrow and Patrick Mahomes, who are you taking?
Mahomes.
Thank you. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I win in a heartbeat.
That's in the discussion right there.
So then the next two are kind of obvious based on where he dropped Mahomes in the pile. Lamar is fourth. Josh Allen is fifth.
No, neither one of those guys deserve to be in front of Patrick Mahomes. They can't beat him.
No, they can't. Josh beat Lamar, so it is interesting that Lamar is still ahead of him, but Allen's the reigning MVP, and he still has to be able to get over that hump one more time, but Mahomes still was able to get the job done. They had to go play in Arrowhead this last time, but he's got Mahomes sixth. Matt Stafford is seventh. Still a very, very good quarterback. Now, you can poke holes and throw darts at any one of these, and we're going to get to where Trevor is coming up here in just a second. But he has Matt Stafford seventh. He has Jordan Love eighth, and that's another one I'm like, wait a minute. Okay, Jordan Love, towards the end of 23, had him a great finish, and he got in line for that next big contract. That was his first full year as a starter, because remember, he rode the pine for the 3 years before that, and then when Aaron went up to the Big Apple. It was Jordan Love's turn. We know what Jordan Love was able to do. He gets a big contract off of that, and then didn't necessarily have a great second season as a starter.
Mm-hmm.
8th in the league right now?
That's a high number. That's high.
I'm just
is he top 10 though?
He's going to be somewhere around there. And so just the guys that are behind him, because you could easily say, hey, okay, that's fine. He could be 8th. There's a nice pile here. I would put Jared Goff ahead of him.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay?
Yes.
And Jared Goff is behind him 9th.
No.
Brock Purdy, who has gotten a team to a very high level.
Super Bowl, yeah.
Yeah, and so I would put Brock Purdy, even though you may not look at Brock Purdy and say he's got all the tools that Jordan Love has, he still has been uber productive and had to deal with injury, which definitely hit him hard last year. But he does have Love, Goff, Purdy, 8, 9, and 10. We still haven't mentioned Trevor's name yet. He has Baker Mayfield 11th. Now, Baker has been one of the more pleasant surprises playing that position in the league.
He is.
He is a success.
He's fun to watch.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, he's fun to watch.
I said last year I believe he's the only quarterback that I can remember seeing where he takes off and scrambles and he actually stiff arms a defender and throws a pass while he's doing it. I can't remember the last guy that I saw do that.
Yeah.
But stiff armed a dude and delivered the pass. So he was really, really fun to watch. So Baker is 11th. Justin Herbert, you mentioned his stats earlier. He's 12th. C.J. Stroud falls to 13th. He was probably somewhere in that top 5 or 6 last year.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like we just discussed.
Mm-hmm.
He falls to 13th. Dak is 14th. And you can do with that what you will. But we ended this conversation in the 2 o'clock hour talking about the rookie stats that a Jaden Daniels had and a Bo Nix had. And both of those rookies are ahead of Trevor Lawrence. So you got Dak 14th. You've got Bo Nix 15th. You agree with that?
Yeah. In front of Trevor? Yeah, of course. I know Trevor's somewhere in the 20s. You don't even have to tell me in the 20s. So.
Okay, we're getting close.
Yeah, we're getting close.
Here's another rookie that's ahead of Trevor, Caleb Williams. I don't know if I agree with that.
No. He beat Trevor head to head, though.
It says perhaps no young gunslinger is better equipped for a seismic leap, referring to Caleb Williams. Equally fantastic and feisty as a poorly protected rookie. The former number 1 overall pick has a fortified front and a staff on his side. And I agree, they went out and got weapons, so we'll see how it goes.
And coaching.
Yeah, better situation for him this year versus last year, because Big Ben Johnson gets to come into Chicago and see if he can basically put the Bears back on the football map. Geno Smith is 17th, and he's got decent numbers. We were talking about this the other day. When you take a look at his stats, he is another guy who's been able to overcome and prove a lot of people wrong, and he was kind of left for dead quarterback-wise and did well in Seattle, got another big contract off of that. Then he follows Pete Carroll in the trade to Vegas. So he's their quarterback. He's 17th. So now we have passed the top half of the quarterbacks in the league. Trevor Lawrence is 18th.
18th, okay.
18th right now. And we just went over the numbers and some of the stuff that he has to do to make himself better. But 18th, according to Cody Benjamin, I'm just going to read this and then you two guys jump in on this. He might offer the quarterback position's biggest disparity between talent and reliable results. That's an important phrase right there. The physical package is there. He's just too often lacked the durability, ball control, and or team support to produce meaningful wins. Travis Hunter and Brian Thomas Jr. will hopefully change that. So what do you say to that?
Well, I mean, I think Trevor's got the look of a prominent quarterback. I mean, he's 6'6", 200, whatever, arm strength, mobility, all that can make Trevor's got the type of throws where you see in the game like, whoo, how did he make that throw? I mean, and then you got the Trevor Lawrence that underthrows, overthrows, doesn't protect the ball, fumbles. I'm starting to think, to be honest with you, it might be in between the ears that Trevor needs to work on.
I'm looking forward to seeing what happens there, because he's got to make some quicker decisions, the right decisions, and he needs to obviously get through his reads and make an accurate throw. And that's what Liam talked about. He's talked about his footwork. So, Matt, when you hear that, before we even get to that part of it, when you hear, and honestly, I think that was a reasonable comment from Cody Benjamin as far as what he represents and what is reliable from Trevor on a game-to-game basis.
So I think he's spot on in his comments, actually. Yeah. Okay? And I think if you look at your list, Joe, the only guy, not your list, his list, the only guy where you could say, okay, that's strange that he's ahead of him, maybe two. Tua Tagovailoa at 21 and Kyler Murray at 23, who both have played better than he has. The rest of them are all guys that haven't played well, are younger guys, are projected starters like Cam Ward, like Tyler Shugg.
And like a J.J. McCarthy, who we've not seen yet.
So he's basically about where he should be. Yeah. And you could argue that he could be at 20. You could argue that both Tua and Kyler Murray are ahead of him.
Yeah.
So, I mean, to me, if he's the number one overall pick 4 years ago, and you've invested that kind of money in him, and he's basically at the last or near the last of the regular starters in the league, man, that's not good.
No, and
and there's no other way to look at that.
No,
that's not good.
And I do suggest that this could be a big hill that he can climb quickly. Does that make sense? Because if things start to go right the way they're supposed to, meaning you now have an organization that gets it, that can come in, assemble talent. I don't know whether Liam can coach better than Doug Peterson. I hope the hell he can, offensively speaking right now, and get a team that's accountable, that you fear when you have to play them, because no one feared Jacksonville, and Doug just kind of lost his fastball last year. There's no getting away from that. He did.
You used the word fear, and my fear is that he's beaten down. That these 4 years have really beaten him down. Mentally and physically.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? I'm beaten down too.
No, I know you are. No. And I know exactly what you're saying.
But
my fear is he's like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and at any point this year, if it goes bad, then it's going to go bad.
Yeah, you're going to find out. I don't want him to go.
And that's what I was talking about in between the years.
Yeah, I agree. And I agree 100% with what you're saying.
But you can, reset the pilot light on that, can't you?
Yeah.
Like, if you start to see a little success coming your way, you got to put your head down and say, I got to be better. I got to put the work in, and I got to make these other guys better. I need to be the leader, which is what we talked about as well.
Yeah, I don't want my quarterback cringing and crawling when difficult times call. I want my quarterback to come out swinging. All right, and that's what I expect from him. I mean, that's the reason why he was the number one pick overall, because we thought you had all those attributes.
Yeah,
we thought you had it.
He does. He does have all the attributes.
Yeah, I'm saying not alone. I mean, beyond the physical talent, the arm strength, whatever. Right. I'm talking about the acumen. I'm talking about mentally. That when stuff gets rolling downhill, you don't roll with it.
Right. You got to be able to go back up the hill. Right.
That part. That's what I'm looking for.
Right.
I like to say aptitude and attitude. You got to have both of them.
Yes. Yeah. When stuff goes wrong on Joe Burrow, and again, he's the elite, but he's not going in a corner in fetal position. No, man. He's fighting.
All right. One of our texters pointed out Jaden Daniels, which I do like that he's bringing this up. Jaden Daniels was looking pretty ridiculously awesome through a deep playoff run as a rookie, throwing to De'Ami Brown. One of them that he was throwing to. McLaurin obviously was the man, but De'Ami was on the receiving end of some big plays in the postseason from Jaden. And so, you hope that guy can.
But that receiving core he was throwing to wasn't like great things,
McLaurin
man.
Really good, but
McLaurin's a really good player. No better than Brian Thomas, I can tell you that.
No. It's
their tight end, when Evan Ingram's healthy, their tight end wasn't better than Evan Ingram.
Yeah. And so that's what you got. But then plenty of other texters have chimed in on it. What Cliff Kingsbury was able to do, give him credit, because he did design an offense that 100% was best suited for Jaden Daniels. He put him in. He gave him a good playbook that Jaden Daniels could immediately become confident in playing that type of playbook, because Jaden Daniels was able to freelance, was able to make some quick reads, some quick declarations at the line of scrimmage, and able to make good throws. And when he didn't, he took off, like you said, with a number of
but to be fair, Trevor looked pretty good in that play scheme in 2022, did he not?
Yes. But this offense became archaic in a heartbeat. It just became
old.
Yeah. And then the guys up front did not do their job. And when they don't do their job, everything looks pretty.
The guys on the outside didn't do their job.
Yeah, everything looks pretty damn predictable.
Right. It's a three-pronged thing. You got to throw on time, you got to protect, and you got to get separation.
All right, you guys react to that. 641-1010. Trevor, 18th in the post-draft quarterback rankings. What say you?
The home of the home team you grew up with.
Big play. Look at the release by Jimmy Smith as he then clears the rest of the Dolphins secondary. And wow, talk about deja vu.
1010XL.
Big Chief Tire offers affordable quality tires for every type of vehicle. Frank Frangie here. Whether you're looking for all-season tires, high-performance options, or something more budget-friendly, Big Chief has the perfect set to keep you rolling. Their expert technicians ensure your tires are installed quickly and safely so you can drive with confidence. Visit WeKeepJacksRollin.com or call 904-932-0950 to schedule your appointment and check out their unbeatable tire deals today. Big Chief Tire keeps Jacks rolling.
Mia here. You know, people typically start and end their day by visiting their closet. So shouldn't that space feel calm, organized, like a little moment of luxury? That's why I chose Closets by Design. They specialize in custom solutions for every lifestyle and budget. Call them this week to schedule your free in-home consultation and get 40% off plus another 15% off and free installation. Don't wait for mom to do it. Call now at 1-800-293-3744 or visit closetsbydesign.com.
ET here, and Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find Scratch Kitchen that always comes in the clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar. Hit a home run for happy hour and ask your Twin Peaks girl about local specials on drafts, cocktail shots, and more. Come on, somebody.
New year, new club. This is Joe C., and I'm proud to be a member of Southampton. And with the popularity of golf, getting a tee time is tough. But with membership comes member privileges. Enjoy clubhouse dining, expanded practice area, focusing on all parts of your game. And right now, you can join with an annual commitment and get a $1,000 discount, plus $500 of Pro Shop credit. All the details are online at golfsouthampton.com or call 287-PLAY and make a tee time today at the Golf Club of Southampton.
Start your Saturday with a whiff of the great outdoors.
Captain Kevin Favor here with Captain Kirk and Jeff Lagerman, and we bring you the fresh air of the great outdoors.
On the Nimnit Outdoors Show, presented by Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic and Air Conditioning on 1010XL.
Warm weather means the beach, fishing, golf, and more. Make sure to drop into Daly's and grab a cold case to go. From Bud Light to their seltzer, from Mick Ultra to Modelo, or your favorite crafts like Old City or Sweetwater. Grab and go at your local Daly's.
Hey, Hicken here. I want to tell you guys about Lift Power. Lift Power, a Jacksonville-based business, been around for more than 50 years, family-owned and operated, and always on the lookout for good folks, experienced lift truck and dock and door technicians. The benefits out of this world: 401k, company vehicle, paid training, sign-on bonus. Offers so great. Come see why Lift Power has been voted one of the best places to work for the past several years as well. We want you to be a part of the family. Don't let this opportunity slip by. To learn more, all you got to do is go to liftpower.com. Check them out at liftpower.com.
Right now, they're on their way to disrupt your life, make you uncomfortable, and rob you. Don't bother calling the police. They can't help. That's right. Summer heat and humidity are about to attack North Florida again. You know what to do. Call Mike Merritt. Mike Merritt's Heating and Air has a license to chill. When heat and humidity are attacking you, Mike Merritt provides a comfortable chill at a bargain price. Mike has been keeping North Florida comfortable for 30 years. Mike Merritt technicians are never paid commissions, meaning you'll never be pressured to buy something you don't need. And Mike Merritt knows cooling issues can arise anytime. They don't just happen during business hours. So Mike Merritt never charges overtime fees. When you need us, we're here for you. Remember, in the fight against heat and humidity, Mike Merritt has a license to chill. Visit merrittair.com. Florida license number CACO 50384.
Okay, sports fans, Hicken here. Let's talk skin. I and Beaches Dermatology are reminding you all to wear your sunscreen. Spring is here, and that means more time outside. Grabbing the clubs for your tee time? Bring the screen. Heading out on the boat? Bring the screen. Headed to the beach? Definitely bring the sunscreen. All in all, make sure sunscreen is included in your outdoor activities. If you have any concerns now, give Beaches Dermatology a call. I've been seeing them for years, and my skin thanks me for it. Call today online at beachesdermatology.com.
Jumbo Shrimp Baseball is home at the newly renovated 5-star ballpark this week and weekend. Join us tonight for Coors Light Thirsty Thursday, fireworks tomorrow and Saturday, plus free beach hats to the first 2,000 fans on Saturday, courtesy of 5-Star and River Point Behavioral Health. Catch on the field before Sunday Family Fun Day. Tickets start at just $5. JackShrimp.com for tickets. Jumbo Shrimp Baseball, affordable family fun.
Hey everybody, it's Mike Dempsey, and I only like to recommend the best, which is why I'm proud to say that I chose Pella Windows and Doors for my own home. And now's a great time to upgrade your home with 0% financing for 60 months. That's 5 years of interest-free payments on the best windows and doors in the business. Don't wait. Schedule a free consultation at PellaJacks.com or visit their showroom on Phillips Highway just north of Bay Meadows. For quality you can trust and savings you can't miss, that's Pella Windows and Doors.
Need cash? Beaches Jewelry and Pawn has cash, and they're ready to buy guitars, surfboards, jewelry, firearms, tools, and especially gold. And gold market prices are at a record high. Get cash on the spot at Beaches Jewelry and Pawn in Jacks Beach.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. That just happened. Brought to you by Florida Home AC, the official air conditioning partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
This is not like huge breaking news, but it is worth bringing up. Leon's gone to a big box of Cheez-Its, and we need to protect. If that does happen to go in the fridge, we need to protect against pros. Listen,
you
had a discovery.
I purposely left a half a box of them there for pros.
You did?
Yeah, I did yesterday. So no, these Cheez-Its, they're buy one get one free at the local grocery. Yes, and they've changed my life. Okay, they're smoked cheddar.
Smoked
cheddar. Ask JJ, are they any good, JJ?
They're great.
They're great, bro. Absolutely.
I still prefer the original, but they are pretty close.
They're pretty close.
I've never heard of
You
them.
know what Cheez-Its are?
What are they?
They're like stupid food. Like when you're like working, you just keep
You
eating.
can't quit.
You can't quit.
Keep
No.
eating.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Like
but I'm telling you what I'm gonna do this weekend. Though I'm gonna put some chili over them bad boys with some shredded
cheese.
Shredded cheese.
Yeah,
That's not a bad idea.
my belly!
That's not a bad idea.
Oh yeah,
That's gonna be beautiful.
good stuff.
Cheez-It chili?
Cheese
Not
and chili.
bad, actually. That's like, in Texas they do use Fritos.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, and I'm all about the Fritos.
Yeah, the Fritos.
But this does remind me of great ballpark food. That recipe that you just put together right there.
Yeah.
JJ, they could. I don't know whether they could take this, but they could find something like this at the ballpark. Could they?
Yeah, a nice bowl
absolutely.
of cheese and chili
Cheez-It chili?
with some sprinkled shredded cheese and put some scallions on the top.
Guarantee you.
Charge you like $45 for that?
$5.
Well, remember some of the ones that we found. What was that one?
At the Marlins game, they had a hot dog / sausage.
I don't know what that does.
ring.
I don't know what it was, but it looked good.
Yeah. I was setting this one up, though, for some great jumbo shrimp type of snacks.
There you go.
That JJ has for somebody.
And the Jumbo Shrimp have plenty of snacks, and they'll have plenty of drinks tonight. It's Thirsty Thursday, folks.
Right.
And I have a pair of voucher tickets to the Jumbo Shrimp to be used at any game this season. And the Shrimp are at home this week, May 6th through the 11th against Syracuse. And be car number 4 right now at 641-1010, and I'll hook you up.
All right, that's a perfect one.
So we were talking about Trev and his struggles and the 68 turnovers.
68 is the total?
68 total turnovers, okay? Let me give you some more numbers for Trev in his 4 seasons, okay? These really aren't him. This isn't really him. This is what we always say is you got to be the pieces around him.
Yeah.
Drops by the receivers. 32 in 2021. A league high 39 in 2022. 26 in 2023. 22 in 2024 for a total of 119 drops in 4 years or 30 a year.
Does that happen to show you that feels like it would lead the league over that 4-year period?
That feels like it's bad.
Because I know that Mahomes typically...
That feels like it's not good.
Oh, my gosh. I know that Mahomes typically has a lot of guys drop.
That's got to lead the league over the last 4 years.
Give me the total number again.
119 drops.
That's atrocious, man. That is butt bad.
That's beyond that.
That is...
Okay, but... Let's put
No,
this
there's
a
no
little-
buts to that,
let's
bro.
put it in perspective.
There's
a
no
little bit.
buts to that. They're not
Wait a
helping him.
Wait, let's put it into perspective because I know you're a quarterback whisperer.
Lover.
Yeah.
I'm a quarterback
Yeah,
lover
you are.
they're everything.
You're a quarterback, rockabye baby type of guy when it comes to quarterbacks. So I got to see the balls that we're talking about because some of those balls may get one hand on it, maybe an
No.
extension, maybe
That's not
down
what the NFL does. The NFL literally just the drops. You have to drop
the drops the ball means that
yeah,
he's got both hands.
It's not like he's jumping high and the ball tips off his hand. No, he's got to literally have both hands on the ball and he
well, if
drops
that's the case, then that's terrible. That's absolutely terrible.
Yeah, that's
atrocious.
And they'll metric that
Beyond
thing up.
atrocious.
This is where, honestly, we make fun of analytics and the next gen stats. I like that stuff because they can keep track of it. They're going to give you a metric that you aren't used to seeing, other than what was his completion percentage, that type of stuff. Now you get the targets, you get the number of catches. Sometimes it looks like either they have the drops or, like we said, it wasn't an accurate throw. Here's another one, and I've been hanging on to this one a little bit as well. This is passing touchdowns per game for Trev. And I've been telling you guys the number that...
It's not good. I know it's not.
Yeah, I've been telling you guys the number that I have in my head is that, and again, you can easily find this stuff, but he's averaged 1.15 passing touchdowns per game. So I've repeated that a lot. So let's just go back in time like Matt just did with the drops per year. 2021, he had 12 touchdowns in 17 games. That's 0.71% in terms of...
He also had Herb. So
yeah, like I said, there are a lot of excuses. He's not the only one in the room that you're throwing darts
Why
at.
are you looking at me when you say excuses?
Yeah, no, because the point you made earlier. I'm giving you credit because the point you made earlier. But anyway, 0.71 that year. 2023, 25 touchdowns. It was 1.47 per game. 2020, excuse me, that was 2022, 1.47 per game. 2023, it went down to 1.31 per game because he had 21 touchdowns, and obviously he missed the game at the end of the year. And then before he went out in 2024, it was 1.1 with 11 touchdowns in 10 games played. 1.1. And so these
1.1 from a team that was this close to getting to the playoffs. That was at one point the 1 seed in November.
Yeah.
All the way down to 1.1 touchdown passes a game.
It really makes Duval just a little throw up in their throat right there.
Agita.
Yeah, because that's just, you should not be looking at those numbers and expect that you drafted a generational guy, and I believe that this guy will turn a major corner this year, a major corner. But those numbers have got to come up. You've got to be averaging close to 2 touchdowns per game at a minimum.
Especially when the NFL now is designed for the offense to score points.
Yeah.
It is. They're handcuffing the defense as far as coverage, hands-on, hits, all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, he should be maximizing on a lot of these yards and touchdowns instead of digressing. I mean, that's what he's been doing. Now, don't get me wrong.
He was regressing.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. He's hadn't had adequate protection over the last couple of years either. And then you just gave me that stat with all the drops
in 4 years.
So they're not doing him any help.
No, he's not getting much help. But also, there are a lot of quarterbacks out there and aren't getting much help and are playing better.
Yeah,
and are just flat out playing better than him.
Yeah, and we keep using the poster boy for bad line play and bad defense, Joe Burrow, and he's been able to overcome both. That's for sure.
Well, Geno doesn't get any help. He hasn't gotten any help for the last 3 years. And he's had a resurgence of sorts in his career.
He has, but he makes that one mistake, that critical one that drives you a little crazy late too.
He does.
Yeah.
He does. There's no doubt. But he also has played better than Trevor. You can't deny that.
Nope, not right now. I do appreciate this that someone did ask if we've done that for this. So, JJ, let's at least do it real quick.
That just happened. Brought to you by Florida Home AC, the official air conditioning partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
This kind of was a that for TLD and for JJ and I, because we were taking odds on who the next pope would be. And we were looking at the long and short of and so it had happened earlier. They went from black smoke to white smoke in the Chicago Pope, Leo
the 14th.
Yeah, I like that.
Which he was long odds.
Yeah.
Which I didn't watch a lot of the regular season.
Yeah.
Being a Protestant and all, so I kind of came into this really not knowing who to bet on.
And you took a flyer.
I lost. So.
You took a flyer.
I took one of my paisans from Italy. Did not win, but American Pope, kind of cool, I guess.
First ever.
I bet on the brother. Didn't work out.
Yeah, I know you did. So there you go. Since someone did ask, we had to do.
He wasn't even in. He was out. He was out of the country. There was the thought that he was going to be. He was going to be voted an absentee. Actually.
Yeah.
I did find out though the one thing that was unique is that like you wait till you get a certain age and then you're allowed to vote. If you reach a certain age, you're not allowed to vote anymore as a cardinal. If you reach 80, you're off. You can't do it. You're not allowed to vote.
And I was thinking this guy was kind of young for a pope, but he's 69.
Okay.
So I don't know.
Would you have found your way to the Catholic Church had the brother been?
Yeah, would you have converted if they had a black pope?
We would never know now.
Listen, I'm going to bring you on to St. Anastasia on Sunday. All right. It's XL Primetime.
This organization, do you know what it's called?
Its name is
1010XL.
Hey, Hicken here. I couldn't be any happier than to join the George Moore Chevrolet family. When I say family, I mean it. Visit their beautiful showroom today off Atlantic Boulevard. Find out exactly what I'm talking about. No pressure, just friendly help. And whether you want a car, a truck, SUV, electric, pre-owned, you name it, George Moore Chevrolet has it. And if you can't make it over to Atlantic Boulevard, no problem. MooreChevy.com is easy to navigate as any site you will try. It's never been more easy to use. George Moore Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
David Lane here, and once again, I'm happy to share news of my success with back and knee surgeries at Southeast Orthopedic Specialist. Whatever it is that's bothering you, take it from me. Simply set an appointment today at Southeast Orthopedic Specialist and let them help you get back to normal life. I'm certainly glad I did.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialist.
Mike Dempsey here. Look, it's been 10 years that I've been vouching for my guys at Dandy Boots, and for a decade, I'm proud of my association with a local family business. They make a great product. I've made no secret that I was a customer long before Dandy ever came on board on 1010XL. But I'm thinking I'm due a little Dandy swag, maybe a little love. How about a Dandy t-shirt, a ball cap? So how about it, Thompson family? What do you got going on over there? In the meantime, I'm going to keep eating those delicious tuna salad sandwiches. So guys, keep helping me out and grab a Dandy sandwich today.
Hello, First Coast. I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today from GFL, Green for Life.
This Date in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On May 8, 1966, Baltimore Orioles outfielder future Hall of Famer Frank Robinson is the first ever to hit a home run outside of Baltimore's Memorial Park.
Are you 18 years or older, just got married, just got divorced, or have children? Listen up. Have you done your last will and estate planning? If you have questions, call Matt Hinson with the Hinson Law Firm. Reach him at 527-1700, offices Jacksonville, Florida. And don't let the state decide your fate.
Plumbing problems? AC not blowing? Septic tank doing whatever septic tanks do? Don't call 3 different companies and play contractor roulette. Just call Duck Duck Rooter. We handle plumbing, septic, and air conditioning all under one roof. That's one call, one company, and one bill that won't give you a heart attack. For fast, reliable, and slightly ducky service, call 904-862-6769 or waddle over to duckduckrooter.com. When you're stuck, call the Duck.
I'm Clayton Bromberg, the president of Underwoods. If you've ever wondered why some jewelry stores and department stores always have a sale going at 50 to 75% off, there's a good reason. Because most of the time, they're not real sales. The prices are marked up so they can sell the piece at a big discount and still make the profit they need. If you wanted to find a realistic sales event, the store wouldn't run a year-round sale, and the discounts would be a little more realistic. For example, Underwoods puts all of our diamond solitaire necklaces and ear studs on sale in May at 15% below the prices we sell at the rest of the year. So there's a genuine savings to the customer. We also take trade-ins. So it's the ideal time to buy for someone looking to grow their pendant or ear studs up to a larger size. Now at Underwoods, we don't run a lot of sales, but when we do, they're real and a good time to buy. So come see us at Underwoods. San Marco, Avondale, or the shops of Ponte Vedra.
Too busy for Mother's Day? That's no excuse. Not when a simple call or online visit to Kuhn Flowers will do the trick. This is Max with 1010XL. Take care of your mother by ordering a floral arrangement today from Kuhn Flowers. KuhnFlowers.com.
Mark Watson with Hardball Creative, here to share with you an actual client review.
Dude, these shirts are sick.
Check out the shirts and other sick promo items at hardballcreative.com.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all.
Prosser here for Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. With the weather starting to turn for the better, look ahead. Get that backyard ready for spring with a new screened-in enclosure. Maximize the space you have and make it great with Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. They truly are best in the business. If you have the space and the idea, give them a call today. Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. Showroom just off Phillips Highway. Tell them Prosser sent you. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Hello, this is Father Nicholas Lowe, and I want to talk to you about not being afraid of the crosses of life. Life can be difficult. Maybe today you're carrying a cross of worry or stress. Let me encourage you to remember that when Christ got on the big cross at Golgotha, he destroyed all the little crosses that we face in our life. He set us free from fear, worry, and anxiety. Our job is not to be carried by the cross, but to be carried by our faith.
For more inspiration, log on to stjohnthedivine.com.
David here with Royal Pest Services. Man, don't let your yard be torn up by that heavy aeration machine this spring. Visit RoyalPestServices.com to learn more about our granular aeration. Broadcast throughout the tree and shrubs to break up that compacted soil. Visit RoyalPestServices.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, the Cool Down with Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing, keeping Jack's cool since 1987.
All right, my takeaway is that I've got very high expectations for this team offensively, simply because of what Liam Cole did last year with Baker Mayfield. Yeah, I said Trevor Lawrence going to score 39 touchdowns, 10 picks. I hope Trevor. No, it is May. It is May, ladies and gentlemen.
Right.
It is May. Absolutely,
That's the eternal off-season optimism.
I gotta have optimism. Trevor Lawrence. I mean, anybody outside of Duval, and probably people in Duval, don't have a lot of confidence in Trevor. And I hope he takes that. Hope he takes that to heart, and I hope he goes out and shows and prove that he can be one of the top quarterbacks in the NFL. Because unfortunately, the last couple of years, he's just been, he's been a bottom feeder. To be quite honest with you, he's been injured. He's intercepted. He's 2-8 last year as a player. So, I mean, I hope he takes it personal and goes in this year and shines.
That's what you're looking for.
Yeah, I like that takeaway. My takeaway is I want to make this very clear. I did not say we would run down Bay Street naked, okay, as Paul Pierce is walking to work in his robe with no shoes on 16 miles because he made the bet that there's no chance the Celtics will lose a second game in the 7-game series, and they did. All I'm saying is, if he does throw 39 touchdown passes, which was Leon's takeaway, is, maybe there should be multiple streakers down Bay Street, just not us.
Well, yeah, let's leave the streaking up to somebody else if they want to pull that off.
Right.
An XL Primetimer will audition you.
I'm not sure you guys want to see us streaking down Bay Street.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, so.
That was a hackerish line from you.
Well, Hack's looking svelte now.
Oh, yes.
I don't know. This
is. Someone may be begging
sexy.
Hacker to run.
You're starting to get sexy. There's no doubt.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, you're bringing sexy back. You've
Absolutely.
been saying that.
That's the line
Physicians
now.
guided weight loss.
That's right, baby.
Yeah, you're looking good.
I know. I can get in the pool with it. Not yet. Without the t-shirt.
He self-corrected there real quick. Not
It
yet.
is about
Not
to
yet.
be summertime.
Yeah, it is. That's what I'm trying to get to.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. I'm looking. We had this one question that was asked on the text line. What's Trevor's average time per drop back before being touched or sacked, or average time he has to make a throw? I bet that leads the NFL least amount of time. And it's not the least, but it is certainly – it's one of those that's pretty darn low. Like the average time was around 2.6, something in that neighborhood. And so he did not have a hell of a lot of time before he had to get rid of the football. But it wasn't at the rock bottom of the National Football League. And so all these things have to be cleaned up. It all comes together. If you give him a cleaner pocket, which will increase his confidence, right? Because you were basically worried about his confidence, what's going on between the ears. Because if his like trigger point goes off sooner than later when he is dropping back, like look, gotta run, look, gotta go, look, bail, that type of stuff, then that will never end. But if they start to give him a cleaner pocket and all of a sudden he can stand in there and he can step into those throws and he can move up into the pocket, because that's another thing that was probably needing some work instead of taking that deep drop. And you can definitely address this. When a quarterback takes a deep drop and doesn't step up, you're trying to push a defender. You're basically just trying to run him up the field. Well, then if Trevor's that deep, you're going to push that defender right to him, are you not?
Yeah. He's got to be able to step into his throws. That has to do with the middle three, the center and the two guards. As the tackle position, what you're trying to do is you widen the pocket so the quarterback can either move and maneuver either way.
Right.
But if he can't step into his throws, then that's a tough deal for any quarterback to have to deal with.
Yeah. So we will see where it goes. But honestly, 18th right now, and you just want to see this guy be a regular in the top half of quarterback play at a minimum, if not the top third. You'd love to see it be a top third situation where he now has weapons, and we're talking Pro Bowl type of stuff.
Well, let's just be the top quarterback in your division.
Another excellent point.
Which he's not.
Yeah. Right. CJ passed him.
Yeah.
And
I'd take number 2 in his division right now.
Yeah. And CJ backed up a little bit. They caught up to him a little bit, forced him into a few mistakes here or there, but still a pretty dang good quarterback. And they were able, on his arm and that defense of D'Amico's, able to pick off Justin Herbert and the Chargers. So, yeah, those types of things have to happen. All right, let's at least stay on the quarterbacks just for a hot second, JJ, if you don't mind. I need to hear Perfecto! Let's see if we can't get a little perfecto from you two cats as we enjoy a delicious Mexican lager found in Baja, imported by surfers. For those who live life, anchors up. Mexican lager, Pacifico, find one today. Now, we just mentioned how important it is for these quarterbacks to play well. Okay? I need from you two individuals first-round quarterbacks from 2015 to 2024. We're talking a decade that did not start a game in their rookie season.
How many, or you want all of them? You want to name them?
Okay,
Just name them.
First rounds?
Yeah.
Jordan Love.
That's a good one. That's definitely a ding.
Trey Lance.
Another good one. Although he might have.
No, I don't think so.
He might have, actually.
Are both of these no's?
He hasn't said anything.
Oh, no, I haven't said anything. I'm actually waiting for Matt to jump in, but I like where Leon's going. I'm just going to tell you that.
Well, there's a famous one last year. I don't want to.
Mahomes started like the last
game.
Yeah.
JJ last year, though.
Yeah, JJ is one, definitely.
His first round quarterback.
All right, there we go. Let's just end it right there.
That's it, huh?
That is it.
Wow.
Okay. So JJ had it in his head because it's JJ.
Right.
So I'm glad that he had it. And then Leon obviously leaped right on Love because he's bringing sexy back. I don't know if you guys know that. But that is it.
All
Trey
kinds of
Lance.
sexy.
I'm going to have to look up
That's a crazy stat, actually.
I'm going to have to look up Trey Lance's stats because he must have started one game.
Okay.
Wow.
Because
I thought he did.
Yeah, first-round quarterbacks from 2015 to 2024, a total of 2 that did not start in their rookie season. And so
you almost have to, right?
In today's world,
yeah,
the way the rookies are working, and I think I gave you guys a stat not that long ago. I can go back and find it, but they're being asked, not just at this position, but at a lot of positions, to step up and start.
Well, it's also this position, more of the college principles of the pass game have, through osmosis, gone into the NFL.
Yeah.
So it's easier for these guys to transition to the NFL.
Yeah, exactly.
So Trey Lance started 2 games his rookie year.
There you go. Yeah.
And so he has a record as an NFL starter of 2-3, according to AI or LI.
Is he still in the league? Because the CFL was getting ready to pick him.
He started a game for Dallas last year.
I know, but I thought he was. The CFL was trying to sign him. He went. Where did he go?
He plays for the Chargers.
Chargers. Okay.
Yeah. So in this little conversation that we had with the quarterbacks, there were 3 rookies that were ahead of Trevor in in Cody's rankings. You can say he's full of it or whatever.
Right.
But then right behind him was JJ, who has not played a game yet. He was only a couple of spots behind him, which is just nuts. Now, that's, of course, picking a player on potential in the case of JJ McCarthy, but that's where we are. And so
it's no different than thinking Trevor's going to get 39 touchdown passes with Liam Cohen.
And had Trevor not started a game, he would have been ranked up there as well because everyone looked at him and viewed him as something special. That's for sure. And so, it's pick it up time when you think about it. Now, you got to go back and at least mention Paul Pierce and what's going on. And the numbers, I'm going to bring these numbers up just as far as what the Boston Celtics haven't done and what the New York Knicks are doing. It is just unreal. 0-2 at home. Let's not forget to mention the defending champs of the association holding the Larry O'Brien. They are now the only team since 1997 to blow 2 20-point games in one postseason. Of course, they did it back-to-back. Tatum, 13 points. He was 5 of 19 last night, 12 of 42 for the series. And did you see him lose the handle on the ball on that last play? Was that not? We're talking about their best player. And he lost the handle.
I thought it was blocked. He got it blocked, didn't he?
No, I'm talking about as he made the turn right around the free throw line, right at the elbow. He tried to drive, and then obviously he was trying to draw two defenders. He was going to throw it back to Jaylen Brown. They had seen that play, but he lost the handle on that bad boy. That we're talking about a guy that's supposed to have the skill set to win in big moments.
Well, he's the best player on the court, and he's not playing like it. That's the problem. He's the best player on the court in both games, and he's not playing like it.
12 of 42, and the Celtics from 3 from beyond the arc. And I'm sitting there with Swan Dog Millionaire last night at the Golf Club Southampton, and he is watching his Knicks going crazy. And he's like, I got a feeling we're going to pull this off again. Celtics went 25 of 100, 75 bricks in 2 games. That is horrendous. This man's not horrendous, though.
Now, the 2-minute drill. Serviced by Cool Cats Heating and Cooling. Locally owned and operated. We're your neighbors. CoolCatsJacks.com.
The coolest cats in town.
Now, Frank Franchi joins us. He's known for making...
he does that for me. Because I'm jealous of all his friends.
Yeah, I know he does.
I've told him many times, Leon, I said, I would trade all my friends for his friends. I would just take them all.
They got cool names.
Yeah, they do. So I do that.
Where do you meet them? Like when you meet them and you go, that's
right.
him.
And true story, Leon. One time, years ago, one of my buddies came and said, "Hey, is Cowart a good guy?" And I said, "Yeah, he's a real good guy." He said, "I mean, would he be good to hang out with?" I said, "Yeah, why?" He says, "Well, you're trading all of us today for his friends. I want to know what we're getting." So it's a true story.
Swan Dog Millionaire is a good dude. There is no doubt about it. And he was loving it last night because, honestly, Frank, you're known for your free throws, okay? Just imagine jacking up 100 threes and missing 75 of them.
The thing was, after getting so criticized for shooting 63s, I mean, they shoot 40. I mean, I thought this, and I don't watch the NBA closely. I watch it a little bit now, and I've said this all the time. But watching that game, even when they had the lead, this is so cliche, and I hate to be cliche guy, but it seemed like the Knicks play with more heart, doesn't it? It just seems like there's a casualness.
Yeah. Well,
I don't watch enough NBA basketball to have that opinion.
But there's that Brunson moxie.
Yeah, but I mean, there's in Bridges too. There's a sense of urgency.
And you know who else? Karl Anthony Towns is playing his rear end off.
And now everybody's saying, well, the pressure's on the Knicks. They got to win. No, it's not. Yeah. They're the underdog, and they're up 2 games, nothing, and they're going home. It's not so. But
JJ threw the number out earlier. It is just unbelievable. When there's so few situations where you lose 2 at home.
Right.
And go on.
Can't be hardly ever.
35 times.
35 times.
How about that? 30 and 5.
Hey, Johnny O's is going to come by. Lee Smith's going to talk a little golf with us. You know how good he is at breaking down the world of golf. And then Johnny O, John O's will be with me for the rest of the show. And we'll talk I want to break down everything for him. All the things we've all talked about. Best room where they need the most help. What's rookie minicamp going to look like? All coming up in just a bit.
All right, sounds good, Frank. We appreciate it. The Ozone is coming into the house. Yeah. Maybe he fix Trevor, 18th in the.
He definitely can fix Trevor.
Yeah, he can. He can. Throw up some ball plays. All right.
Trevor needs to fix Trevor.
Yeah, that's a good point. We are done. Thanks to all of y'all. You miss any of the show, it's real easy. Just go hit YouTube, search XL Primetime. You can go back and check out the whole conversation, especially when it came to Trevor today. We definitely went knee deep in it. We done, though. Big Searcy, Maddie, Joe C, and JJ. You got the Francis Show coming up.
It's a high-speed chase to the checkered flag.
Off the corner to the line.